The latest The Young and the Restless spoilers are introducing a complex web of emotions and shifting relationships, with Mariah Copeland, Tessa Porter, Daniel Romalotti, and the dynamics between them taking center stage. This evolving narrative explores not only the personal growth of the characters but also the complications that arise as they face love, loyalty, and deep secrets. Daniel Romalotti and Tessa Porter, a growing connection. Daniel Romalotti's life is in transition. After the emotional turmoil of losing Heather Stevens and his struggle to find a meaningful path forward, Daniel is ready for a fresh start. His decision to pick up guitar lessons with Tessa Porter is a symbolic move toward finding a new purpose. Tessa, known for her warmth and talent, is more than willing to help Daniel. As she guides him through learning something new, the two bond over their shared moments. However, what begins as a platonic mentorship starts to deepen. The chemistry between Daniel and Tessa is palpable. Every time they are together, there is an undeniable connection, one that transcends their original relationship of just friends. They laugh, they share personal stories, and Daniel starts to open up to Tessa in a way he hasn't with anyone else since Heather's passing. As Tessa teaches Daniel the guitar, their connection grows stronger. The lines between friendship and romance begin to blur, and soon, the question on everyone's mind is: could this be the beginning of a romantic relationship? Could Daniel and Tessa become more than just friends and explore something deeper? They certainly seem to have the potential for something more, as their chemistry is evident to anyone who watches their interactions. Mariah Copeland's struggles, a wall between her and Tessa. While Daniel and Tessa are growing closer, Mariah Copeland is building an emotional wall between herself and her wife, Tessa. It's clear that Mariah is holding something back, and her reluctance to share her feelings is creating a distance between them. Tessa, sensitive and perceptive as always, can feel that something isn't right, but Mariah continues to keep her secret. The tension between Mariah and Tessa is palpable. Mariah, perhaps out of fear or uncertainty, isn't fully opening up to Tessa about what's weighing on her mind. This leaves Tessa feeling emotionally distant and confused. Mariah's inability to communicate her feelings may be a sign that there are deeper issues in their relationship that need to be addressed before they can move forward. Meanwhile, Daniel's increasing closeness with Tessa only serves to complicate the situation. As Mariah retreats further, Tessa finds herself relying on Daniel for support and comfort. While their bond is entirely innocent at first, there's no denying the growing emotional connection between Tessa and Daniel. This could potentially lead to the breakdown of Tessa and Mariah's relationship, as the lines between friendship and romance become more blurred for Tessa. Could Tessa and Daniel cross the line? The growing bond between Daniel and Tessa raises several important questions. Could Tessa and Daniel's relationship cross the line from friends to lovers? As they spend more time together, they start to confide in each other about their deepest thoughts and desires. Tessa finds herself confiding in Daniel about the emotional strain she's been under in her marriage to Mariah, while Daniel shares his feelings of being stuck in a rut, unsure of where his life is going next. Given the powerful chemistry between them, it's easy to see how this relationship could develop into something more. Both Daniel and Tessa are in places in their lives where they are searching for meaning and connection, and their mutual attraction is becoming more difficult to ignore. While Tessa remains married to Mariah, her emotional closeness with Daniel could eventually lead her to question her feelings for Mariah. The emotional and physical chemistry with Daniel could become too strong to deny. But the fallout from such a relationship, especially considering Mariah's feelings and the fact that Tessa and Mariah share a child, would be significant. Will Tessa and Daniel's connection lead to a baby? There are rumors circulating among fans that Tessa and Daniel may take their connection even further and that Tessa could become pregnant with Daniel's child. If this were to happen, it would completely upend the dynamics between all three characters. Tessa, who has already had a child with Mariah, would find herself in a difficult situation if she were to get pregnant by Daniel. How would Mariah react to the idea of Tessa having a child with someone else? And what would this mean for the future of their family? While Tessa and Mariah have been trying to build a life together, the addition of a child with Daniel could complicate things even further. Tessa's relationship with Daniel would also likely shift dramatically if they became parents together. Would Tessa continue to feel torn between her love for Mariah and the new life she might have with Daniel? The potential pregnancy could serve as the ultimate test of Tessa's loyalty, and her choices in the coming weeks will likely define the future of all her relationships. What lies ahead for Tessa, Mariah, and Daniel? As we look ahead, it's clear that Tessa, Mariah, and Daniel are on the verge of a major shift in their relationships. The question isn't just whether Tessa will cross the line with Daniel, but whether Mariah will be able to hold on to her marriage while dealing with her own emotional issues and the growing tension between her and Tessa. Tessa, caught between her past with Mariah and her present connection with Daniel, will be forced to make difficult decisions. Her secretive behavior and emotional withdrawal could eventually lead her down a path she didn't anticipate, and the fallout could be painful for everyone involved. If Tessa and Daniel do become romantically involved, it could signal the end of her marriage to Mariah. However, the dynamics are far from simple. The fact that Mariah and Tessa share a child will only add complexity to the situation, as family bonds are tested and redefined. This love triangle promises to deliver drama, heartbreak, and unexpected twists that will keep fans on the edge of their seats. As always with the young and the restless, the future is full of uncertainty and intrigue. Whatever happens next, the road ahead will undoubtedly be filled with emotional highs and lows for all involved, making this storyline one to watch closely. The complex dynamics of Mariah, Tessa, and Daniel. The unexpected journey of parenthood. The world of the young and the restless is full of surprises, and one of the most intricate and emotional storylines unfolding right now involves Mariah Copeland, Tessa Porter, and Daniel Romalotti. These three characters are caught in a web of love, betrayal, and the potential creation of a new family dynamic that will change everything for them. As they navigate through the challenges of their relationships, one question looms large. Can they overcome the obstacles in their path and find peace in this new chapter of their lives? Mariah and Tessa, building a family. Mariah and Tessa have been a couple for years now, and their journey together has been filled with highs and lows. Their love story has captivated fans, and despite the struggles they've faced, their bond has remained strong. After years of trying, the couple decided to adopt a child, and they welcomed a beautiful little girl into their family 2 years ago. Their hearts have been full of love and joy, watching their daughter grow, and they feel complete as a family of 3. However, their dream of expanding their family has always lingered in the background. Both women have talked about the possibility of having another child together, but they were in no rush. The idea of adding to their family was something they envisioned in the future, after they were able to focus on their careers and personal lives. But life, as always, has a way of surprising us. The current storyline threatens to take this dream in an unexpected direction, as Tessa finds herself increasingly drawn to Daniel Romalotti. With their mutual emotional baggage, Tessa and Daniel find comfort in one another, and their relationship grows closer with each passing day. As they continue to bond, the line between friendship and romance becomes increasingly blurred. Tessa and Daniel. Crossing boundaries. Tessa and Daniel's relationship starts innocently enough. Tessa is helping Daniel rediscover himself after the loss of his true love, Heather Stevens. In the process, they share more than just the guitar lessons Tessa is teaching him. The chemistry between them is undeniable, and both start to rely on each other for emotional support. Daniel, still reeling from his painful past, finds solace in Tessa's company. She becomes a safe space for him, and he leans on her for comfort. Tessa, on the other hand, is facing challenges of her own in her marriage to Mariah. While she loves her wife dearly, there is a growing sense of emotional distance between them. Tessa feels that Mariah is hiding something from her, and she cannot shake the feeling that their bond has been strained. This tension pushes Tessa to turn to Daniel for support. The two of them spend more time together, and soon enough, the lines between friendship and attraction begin to blur. The culmination of their emotional closeness leads to a decision that neither of them had anticipated. Tessa and Daniel find themselves crossing a line, and before they know it, they are expecting a child. This unexpected pregnancy becomes a turning point, as it forces Tessa and Daniel to confront their feelings for each other and decide how they want to move forward. Mariah's response: the emotional turmoil when Tessa finds out she is pregnant. The news sends shockwaves through her. She is overwhelmed with conflicting emotions: joy, confusion, guilt, and fear. She knows that this pregnancy will complicate her relationship with Mariah, but the bond she shares with Daniel is undeniable. The question is, will Mariah be able to accept this new development and embrace the child as part of their family? Mariah, already struggling with her own emotional turmoil, is faced with an unimaginable dilemma. Not only does she feel betrayed by Tessa's emotional connection with Daniel, but now she must come to terms with the fact that her wife is carrying another man's child. This is a betrayal on a level that Mariah never expected, and it will test her loyalty to Tessa in ways she never imagined. Mariah's initial reaction is one of shock and disbelief. She cannot understand how Tessa could do this to her. The pain of the situation is compounded by her feeling of being blindsided. She didn't know that Tessa was struggling so much, and she certainly didn't anticipate that Tessa would turn to Daniel for support in such a personal and intimate way. As the reality of the situation sinks in, Mariah is left to grapple with her emotions. She is hurt, angry, and unsure of what the future holds for her marriage. Will she be able to forgive Tessa for crossing this boundary? And more importantly, will she be able to accept the child as her own, knowing that it was conceived in such a complicated and painful way? The role of Daniel, the complicated father figure for Daniel, the pregnancy is both a blessing and a curse. On one hand, he is overjoyed by the prospect of becoming a father. He has always longed for a family of his own, and this unexpected turn of events offers him the chance to become a father figure to a child he never expected to have. He cares deeply for Tessa, and this child is a symbol of their connection and the bond they have formed. On the other hand, Daniel is acutely aware of the complications his relationship with Tessa has caused. He knows that Mariah will never fully accept this child as her own, and he is uncertain about how the three of them will navigate the complexities of co-parenting. The emotional fallout from the situation is already beginning to affect him, and he wonders whether the family he has always wanted will ever truly come to fruition. Despite the challenges, Daniel is determined to be a good father and to support Tessa through this tumultuous time. He is committed to doing whatever it takes to make the situation work, even if that means sacrificing his own happiness for the sake of the child. What's next for Tessa, Mariah, and Daniel? The future of Tessa, Mariah, and Daniel is uncertain. The love triangle they find themselves in will force each of them to confront their feelings and make difficult decisions. Can Tessa and Mariah overcome this betrayal and rebuild their relationship? Can Daniel find a place in their family, or will his presence be a constant reminder of the pain and betrayal? As the story unfolds, the emotional turmoil will only intensify. Tessa's pregnancy is the catalyst for a larger conversation about love, loyalty, and what it means to be a family. The decisions they make now will shape the future of their relationships, and the fallout from these choices will be felt for years to come. In the end, the question remains: can these three people find a way to move forward together, or will the rift created by this pregnancy tear them apart forever? Only time will tell, but one thing is for certain: this storyline will continue to captivate fans and leave them on the edge of their seats, eager to see what happens next. February 2nd.